As a special correspondent for the National Geographic Channel and the Oprah Winfrey Show, Lisa Ling has covered vitally important stories that much of the world chooses to ignore. An extremely accomplished journalist, Lisa has reported from more than 24 countries, including hostile areas like Afghanistan and Iraq, on topics ranging from bride burning in India to female suicide bombers elsewhere. Lisa has reported from the violent drug wars in Colombia.
We are actually on the front lines of the war on drugs. Huey, Black Hawk, Huey. All of this is for spraying coca. Yeah. We don't have a lot of time here. We can only stay for a little while because there could be armed men in the area.
They were processing cocaine.
About how many people were here? ¿Cuántas personas viven aquí?
30 people.
30 people, wow. So about 30 people were living here producing about 1,000 pounds of cocaine a week.
And showed the world the plight of those who suffered through Hurricane Katrina.
Miles outside of New Orleans, it's absolutely chaotic here. Some of these people have been sleeping out here for days. A number of them, they can't find their own kids, they can't find family members.
She has traveled to Ghana to expose a culture of child slavery.
To learn the statistics about child slavery in Ghana. Children as young as 4 years old being sold by their own parents. It was so hard to watch these little people working. It really seemed like they'd lost their childhood. It's an emotional scene watching these children who were rescued just minutes ago.
I'm watching this little boy who eats one meal a day, like a meager meal at first thing in the morning, and then doesn't eat until the next morning. And he has, since we've been sitting here, inhaled so much food and he just won't stop eating.
And took enormous risks reporting from North Korea.
North Korea is the most isolated country on Earth. Kim Jong-il, known as the Dear Leader, rules as a God King. Our camera crew is posing as members of Dr. Ruitt's medical team. We're going to document his work and show the world what life is like inside North Korea. Since I'm told I'm the only American in the country, I feel lucky, but a bit surprised that the minders are willing to take me here.
I just wonder, can the great leader do anything wrong?
What?
Can the great leader do anything wrong? Is there anything wrong? Or he's always, what he says is magical?
It seemed there wasn't even vocabulary to question the Dear Leader. North Korea is a place ruled by an absolute dictator who now possesses nuclear weapons. It's no longer possible to regard the country as an isolated anomaly. What happens here in the Hermit Kingdom can directly touch everyone in the world.
She has explored the complex issues surrounding China's one-child policy.
Limits on how many children people can have.
If your family doesn't have a son, people will look down on you.
Where do some of these abandoned girls end up? These families have been waiting and planning for this day for more than a year.
Today was one of the most emotional work days I've ever had. Gary, the deaf gentleman, he was just bawling, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful face.
A week ago, these little girls were the most discarded members of Chinese society, and within a couple of days, they're going to be in Alabama, in Texas, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, and they're going to be Americans.
And she has taken us to the top of the world to tell us stories of amazing humanitarian efforts.
In the lens of the eye, slowly clouding the lens until it becomes opaque.
The blind people in places like Nepal, they generally are left in some corners of the house, and very often they are left like animals in the corner.
And I think that's very, very important that we go and see the people at their doorsteps.
So we've hiked already about 3 hours. We have about 7 more to go, and we're going up there, all the way.
And in 24 hours, so many of them will be able to see again. And they operate these remote camps about 10 times a year, and all of these people will have their vision back for free in a matter of 24 hours.
In the words of the Venerable Mary Potter, we will have the power within us for doing good. Lisa Ling's dedication to bringing the world home and her desire to raise our collective consciousness about the plight of others in our world is a wonderful example of someone who has repeatedly tapped into her power to do good. And as a result, she's helped countless men, women, and children all over the globe.